All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Miss Anderson, and I'm your parent liaison here at Peaks Chapel Elementary. We're about to begin our first Title One session or workshop, and this time we're going to do technology. We have added a few new technologies. Um, we have added a few different apps for our students to use, and Miss Chambers, which is our DLS here, she's gonna be our presenter for this evening. We're joined by our principal, Miss Beckett. Those of you who don't know the face with the name, this is Miss Beckett, and we welcome Miss Porter. She's our AP, and also Miss Knight. She's our other AP. Yes, and we're also joined by a few of our staff and teachers here as well. So welcome to our first technology night. Ms. Chambers, when you're ready.
Hello, I'm Ms. Chambers, and I share this wonderful school with Ms. Price. We share both Peaks Chapel and CJ Hicks. I am here Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and she is here Wednesday and Thursday. All right, so in keeping with our theme of this year, Lights, Camera, Learn, this is our Title I Technology Night 2024. And as Ms. Anderson said, there are a few things that are different between this year and last year that we want to showcase with you. This is still the same. We have iPads for ready pre-K and kindergarten students, and they log in with a quick card, so they don't have to worry about typing in their usernames and passwords. And then laptops, 2nd through 5th for our students. Well, really 2nd through 12th. All of their apps and websites go through ClassLink, and this is what a ClassLink Launchpad looks like. They have a little bit less. This is mine. I have like a lot of stuff, but they have a little bit less than this. But this keeps them from having to log into every website. It automatically logs them in, which makes learning time more efficient when they don't have to worry about logging into things. They can quickly move through the lessons. Sorry. We have a learning management system that we started using last year, which is Canvas. And I don't know how long you've been around in the county, but we used to use some of the county learning. And last year we switched over to Canvas. We're still steadily rolling that out. It allows our teachers to deliver lessons, and some of you may see that next Friday on our first independent learning day. Our older grades kids will definitely be using Canvas for their assignments for that day. It allows for 24/7, anytime, in-person and virtual access to lessons, resources, activities, and assignments. And it also provides an extra tool for communication between teacher, student, and even there is an Observer account for parents that allows an extra piece of communication between teachers and parents. If you have not signed up for that Observer account, you can do that in your parent portal. It is just a button that says Canvas Observer account that you can click, and then the county will sign you up for an Observer account. Now, parent Observer account is a little bit different from what the students have. The students can interact with everything on there. For parents, you'll be able to see things, but you won't necessarily be able to interact with things. You'll be able to see their calendars. You'll be able to see what their teachers have assigned to them. But of course, they're the only ones that can do the work and submit the work. But you will be able to see what they're doing in their classes. This is kind of what one of their classes would look like. Once they go to the ClassLink home screen, they have a little icon, and this will usually say their teacher's name. So it'll be like Miss Lester's class or Miss Miller's class. And then they have a welcome page. And this year we added to the welcome page parent resources. So if you go here, even in the Observer, and you click Parent Resources, it's going to take you to it's a link to the Parent Resources page for Rockdale County Schools. And then this is an example of what their calendar looks like. Now, every time their teacher gives them an assignment in Canvas with a due date, it's going to go to their calendar. So this is another way for them to be able to see everything that they have due and when it's due. And it's another way for you to be able to see, hey, this date is passed. Why isn't, well, because once they complete something, it's a line through it, right? So if the date is passed and they don't have a line through it, that means they haven't submitted it. So that's just another tool for us as parents to be able to say, hey, I see that you had this due a couple of days ago. Why hasn't it been completed? So that's why we call it a communication tool, because it's just another layer for you all to be able to see what's going on inside the school. Of course, we just got finished with Renaissance, and we give it at least 3 times a year. I had to add a little asterisk to that because sometimes they do a little bit more for progress monitoring, but we give it at least 3 times a year. We just gave it in the fall. We'll give it in December, and then usually around April at the end of the school year. It gives us accurate data to help us make reliable decisions about instruction and intervention. And we here at Peaks use it to kind of group the students for our intervention blocks. And so we're working on that now so we can get them all where they need to be so we can have this data to help drive our instruction. The purpose is to assess student performance, allow teachers to set learning goals for students, and they also use this information to sit down with the students and complete goal setting sessions with them. So in this year, this changed a little bit. So STAR Early Literacy, all of our students, K through 5, took a STAR Early Literacy test. And then usually grades 2 through 12 or 2 through 5 take STAR Reading. But if a student scores high enough on the STAR Early Literacy test, they also take STAR Reading, whether they're in kindergarten or 1st grade. And then everybody takes STAR Math. Well, 1st through 12 take STAR Math. We usually do K so we can really understand what our students need. Once we get that information, we can see exactly where our students are falling, whether they're beginning learners, developing learners, proficient learners, or distinguished learners, and then tailor our instruction towards that. We also are able to get information about their Lexile level, which allows them to be able to choose just right books when they come to the library, and to choose books that might be right up on the cusp of being a little high so they can kind of reach and grow their Lexile level.
And can I say something? All these kind of home letters should be just waiting for all the assessments to be completed, and then you'll be getting a Lexile, not next week, the week after.
So how can parents help? Renaissance also has a home connect for parents to be able to receive all of that information. It's STAR testing is also accelerated reader, which is like their quizzes and things that they can take after they read after they read books. And so Renaissance Home Connect can help you connect to that information also. These are some of the websites that we use on a regular basis here. The students do social studies through Studies Weekly. And it's really like newspaper articles that really help with both social studies and reading comprehension. So we have that in a print form and in digital form. Beanstack is one of our newer endeavors that we started last year. It is an extra layer to kind of track their reading. We have Nearpod, which allows us to deliver digital lessons, and we will be participating in a Nearpod at the end of the presentation. We have McGraw-Hill, where their math resources are. Our new resource for literacy is Benchmark Education, and then our HMH contains their science. And these two, Redbird and Alex, Redbird is for kindergarten through 2nd, and it is basically like tailored to their math needs. So Redbird is for the younger kids, Alex is for the bigger kids, and it's all tailored towards their math needs. So every year we go on a big push, annual updates, parent portal. Why do we do that? Because it is really a really good look into what goes on the day-to-day basis between you and the school. So you have 24/7 access to attendance, assignments, and grades. You can set it up to receive notice when an assignment is given. Can automatically creates a remind account to receive important messages from the teachers, Ms. Beckett, and our CPS. All right, so why? So you can inspect what you expect for your scholar. Check attendance, assignments, and grades at least weekly. Discuss results with students. Praise the students for completion of assignments and acceptable grades. Question students for missing assignments and unacceptable grades. And reach out to the teacher for concerns. We want to make sure that you are informed about what's going on in this building at all times.
We have Ms. Hill has a question.
Mhm.
You could unmute your mic.
Hi, yes. Thank you for offering this session. Um, for me, I haven't had my child in any type of daycare or pre-K before this. She was homeschooled, and so this is all fairly new to me. I am signed up to the portal, but just to go back with the class, the different courses that is offered, is that something that we can also look at and go over with them in addition?
So what grade level is your child in?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's in kindergarten.
Okay. So kindergarten, as far as parent portal, is going to be just a little bit different. All of our not 3 through 5, but all of our first through fifth, all of their progress reports, report cards are going to come through parent portal. For kindergarten, what you'll get is their learner behaviors, and then you'll get a printout of how they're doing on GKids because their grades are a little bit different. And then our kindergartners, we want to kind of move them more towards learning to write, putting paper to pencil to paper. So they will do some things in Canvas, but it won't be as much as our older students because we really want to make sure that they can use a pencil and write. But for anything else, for kindergarten, it's really just going to be really good communication with the teacher. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. But I just to kind of follow up with that. So the schoolwork that she is giving, the teacher, Miss Lovett, is giving to her, I have reached out to in communication. Like I said, my daughter was homeschooled, so a lot of the stuff that is provided to her is a little easy for her to do. Is there anything that you can kind of recommend for me on my end to kind of help keep her motivated?
So there are. It's going to be based on her diagnostic. So one of the things that is going to be useful on the technology standpoint is the Redbird because it's going to be tailored towards her needs and her level. So that is one thing that I would like to suggest.
Thank you.
As far as the reading, there's really not much that can replace just putting a book in their hands or putting a book in your hands and reading to them. As far as technology is concerned.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is just a screenshot of what the grade book inside your parent portal could look like. You'll have your assignments on the left, tells you which course it's in, and then how they performed on that assignment. And then you can see their grades as they accumulate. So for this one, we have learner behaviors up at the top of the screen, and then how this student is performing in their language arts class. And then down at the bottom, we have how the student is performing in their math class. And there's a little arrow at the end of the row that will expand everything so you can see the individual grades that they received that help to make up that 80 that's in progress. And then again, as teachers are putting in assignments, you can be notified to see what's happening inside your parent portal. So it can be so it can be constantly, you can be constantly aware of what's going on.
You have to change that setting under after notifications.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, you have to change the notifications. And it will, like, if the student is marked absent, it'll normally, like, robocalls come through at the end of the day, but I get calls sometimes in the middle of the day. Hey, did David go to school? Because he's late for class. He's not in class. Yeah, because his dad has the notification set up. And I'm like, well, I sent him to school, but it'll notify you right away if they get marked absent or tardy. The document section, it'll house any documents that are sent to you by the school, but it also houses all of their previous report cards and progress reports. So if you don't know where to find those, that's where they are, in the document section.
And also, some parents, we hope no one gets these, but deficiency notices will come out each quarter. And there also will be a notification in your parent portal if you receive a deficiency notice. You will get two for progress report, and then one right after, maybe 2 weeks after. And it will allow you to go in and sign that you viewed it. It's letting you know around progress report time that your child is at risk, so not meeting expectations as it relates to that particular course. And so you will receive one per course. So they get one in math, you get one for math. If there's one for reading, they get one. And so you want to look out for those that keeps you informed of their progress around progress report time. And we'll send you a message to let you know when to look for them, but also again you'll get a notification in the Infinite Campus parent portal.
I want to remind you that tutor.com is available. So this is going to provide that extra support at home. I know sometimes, we kind of have those little Johnny had 5 apple moments, but you can avoid all of that by letting them get on tutor.com. It's free. It's provided by the county. They just log on, tell the tutor what they're having a difficult time with. Even if it's a specific question, the tutor's going to give them a question similar to that question so that they can show them how to move through it, and then they can complete that question that they have on their own. So this is available. It is in their class link. The county provides it for that extra support, homework help, tutorials, tutor.com, right in their class links. And I want to also make you aware that you have an entire section on our website, right? Mm-hmm. So all of our Title I information, parent portal support, technology supports, digital citizenship things, school council information, and parent handbook. Now, our parent handbook section does contain our parent handbook and some videos that were made using the information from from the handbook, if that is more helpful to you, just to press play and listen to the information.
We want to give Ms. Chambers a shout out for making that. She spent time over the summer making, taking what I typed in. I was like, this is
Nobody's gonna read this.
right. So we appreciate her for doing that. It was great.
So that is there. I also added some information. Neptune Navigate is a new website that we are using to teach digital citizenship lessons in the school, but there's also a parent section. So there's a link to the parent section of Neptune Navigate on our parent page in the digital citizenship, and it just will provide a little video and some follow-up questions that you can talk to your student about, because we do know that our digital footprint is very important, and we want to make sure that when it's time for them to progress in life, nobody's trying to take scholarships and nobody's trying to, bar them the ability to do certain things because of their digital footprint. So we want to make sure that they're ready for life beyond here. And then parent support. How can you help out at home? Only allow the use of devices in common family areas of home. We want to make sure we're monitoring what they're doing on the devices. We want to make sure that use of a device before instead of bedtime impacts sleep quality and can cause sleep deprivation. So we want to make sure they're well rested when they come to school. So we can avoid the moodiness, the irritability, and the misbehavior the next day. We want to collect and secure devices at a certain time to prevent use at bedtime and remove student dependency of device, promote other activities. All right, here's the fun part. So, Nearpod is a website that you can get to on your own personal device. So, if you have any kind of service in here,
Y'all shut us off. It may let some come through, but you can't go out.
so let's see if we can try. We'll go to join.nearpod.com is the website, and then the passcode for the lesson is DSWPT. I thought we were going to be in the cafeteria. I knew that the signal was better. It's not going.
Not for me. It's a dead spot.
The high school students always get the best Wi-Fi password. They're not supposed to have.
He knows it.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta make this at $5.
Oh, they charge students for it when they know it?
No.
Oh, I thought you said they-
He's trying to charge me for a password. I already know.
That's what they charge students in their school to give them the code. Oh.
That's why they pay for it. We do everything.
Ready for to get on?
Yes. I'm trying to get on here. My phone does its own thing.
My tablet is at home in it.
Yeah, I'm never having service. I come in here, I'm just giving myself to y'all.
Thank you. We'll protect you. The best.
We're gonna protect each other.
Yes, that's it.
Ms. Anderson, anybody online been able to get on?
Let me see.
People online?
Was anyone able to get online to try it?
Yes, I was able to get on.
All right, yeah, online?
Thank you.
Able to be discussed. Onliners.
Want to play catch? It's time to fly. Miss Anderson, are you able to get on?
All I paid is for this.
We try to make things engaging for our scholars, so I wanted to make sure it was engaging for you all too. I'm not logged in as me. Yeah. Mm, I just
I
want
want to go out the way for you.
it's student pay, so you check to put your name in and start.
Are we supposed to fill out the information? Okay.
Yeah, it's student pay. It's really just questions about what we went over. Where's yours, though?
Okay, Miss
If I choose my avatar, it says start over. After I only got 3 slides.
Go enter my school.
Mhm.
Okay. Someone's having fun.
I don't have an
You're enjoying it?
Yes, well, I enjoy it.
Is anyone online able to log in and play some of the game?
I have a lot of people in.
Where would I need to
Oh,
go?
It won't allow me to play the game, but I was able to log in.
are you on a phone? Because the little button to start is very small on the phone. It's down
Yes,
at
I'm on the phone. I press start and then just nothing happens.
Play game should be in the lower right-hand corner.
Miss Anderson, you're able to log in?
Yes.
I came in second place. Come on now.
Who's in first place?
I don't know who gave me first place. I got some.
Oh, okay.
Somebody in line.
So do I put the questions in on the back?
So Nearpod has some pre-made lessons for teachers. The teachers also have the ability to go into the questions in themselves.
How to use this for my business. That was right. That'd be fun. Get people with some prizes.
Yeah.
She has something I can give away.
Next time.
So loser sign.
My phone is frozen. No, it just. I'm gonna get next month.
How'd y'all do? Y'all remembered everything? Uh-oh.
You know, but then I had to figure out how to function it on the phone because the question is kind of hiding. So I gave some answers without knowing the question.
Uh-oh.
joined online?
They said they joined, a few joined online,
How many?
33. Better.
All right. I have to send out something once I get the results.
Okay.
It says on the third. I have to beat everybody on my phone with.
So really, I see number one, I think the person must be online, Jordan Cameron Bowman
Oh,
was number
Bowman.
one with 6,856 points.
Go Jordan. Miss O'Connell student. Right.
See, it's the kids that used to playing this because my son got number 2.
Oh,
And Miss Becky got number 3.
Miss Becky.
Jordan, come see me tomorrow for some Becky butts.
There you go. I have some here.
Yeah. All right. So, does anyone have any questions?
We do have one here in
Yes.
person.
Okay, I'm thinking ahead. So, because of weather, you know, we have an election coming up. Are y'all prepared if something happened, like we dealt with COVID? Do y'all have a game plan? Because before we had a game plan, and we had, you know, like y'all didn't, but y'all did the best you can. But have y'all to consider what we would do if things shift again and we have to go fully virtual again?
And I think Rockdale was pretty much ahead of the game last time because we had already implemented the one-to-one. So all of our students already had devices. We didn't have to try to scramble to get devices. Now, at some points, we did have to have like pickups where people would come in and pick up the devices if they didn't have them. But you know, I was ready. We don't have to get ready because we stay ready.
I'm just asking. Listen, I'm just thinking ahead just because so much going on this year. We don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Or like, are we going to be able to still kind of move forward, you know, a little bit while, you know, so the kids won't suffer like they did during COVID?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to, but we don't know what's going to happen. So I'm like, I'm just thinking just far ahead.
When, if not already, do you start sending home the laptops?
So the teachers have been directed that if they don't have something to do on them, don't send them home because we don't want them to become like play devices and for them to feel like they're theirs because when they feel like they're theirs, they start doing really bad things to them. And these are they're the iPads are pretty much brand new, but the laptops they got them last year. They've only had them for 1 year, and they usually keep them for 3, and it usually follows them. So whatever they had last year, they'll have this year, unless until they go to middle school, then they get another device from them. But we want to keep them in good working order because they can't use them if they break them. So if they don't have something specifically to do on them, they've been asked to have them keep them at school.
Well, is it possible to instruct the teachers to have a required? Because there was, like last year, we maybe saw it once a month, because the teacher just avoided putting any assignment on the laptop. So could there be, or is there a minimum of the opportunities for teachers to send that home or to assign work that's on the laptop?
We do have, like this year, we have a checklist for Canvas. So they're required to do at least 1 assignment per week in there in Canvas. So that could be an in-class or a homework assignment. It's really up to the teacher. If there's something specifically that you would have for him to do on it, like, you know he's struggling with something, you want him to bring it on so he can get on the account with a tutor, then just speak with the teacher.
Okay, so will you guys be sending the papers home again so we're able to get on behind the scenes? I'm looking like if they don't send it home, then if I do want to get on, just say at home on the computer, we can get on still.
The observer account?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have papers for it, but if you go into your parent portal, you can sign up there.
But will the kids be able to sign up on their account? Just say if they didn't have homework, but we wanted to go in and just read some books.
Oh, yeah.
Send it out.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah, because sometimes he haven't received anything, but we should have been. I still want him to be moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely. So that's on my
The
notes
online
to
question.
send it out.
for tutor.com, this question is for Carmel. It says, are these people who are tutored third party or vetted by the school system?
They are vetted by the company, and they,
I have a question. I am not sure if I can't really hear. I'm in the car, so I can't really fully hear the questions that are being asked there. I think the previous question may have been the same thing. But how are we to access the tutor.com site if their computers don't come home on the weekend?
I just think it'll have to be a conversation with the individual teacher. If it's something that you want.
There's a secondary way for us to split.
Please repeat.
There's not a secondary way for us to access the site from a different computer. It has to be done from their personal computer.
They can log into the class link from anywhere.
Tell them we'll send the directions how to do that.
Yeah, we will send the directions, but it's also linked on in the technology section of the website under the parent section. But we will send home directions to remind on how to access their class links from any computer.
Okay.
The question about tutor.com, they vetted the tutors. And I'll be honest with you, for Rockdale to use them, Rockdale vets everything, apps, websites, because we want to make sure that our students are safe and we want to make sure that their information is safe. So Rockdale has thoroughly vetted any company that they are doing business with. So I feel comfortable with students in the county allowing them to be on this service that Rockdale is providing, because I know how stringent Rockdale is when it comes to student security, student safety, and information security and safety.
Also, it says for the iPad, this is from Azaria Shaw. Does this apply to pre-K? Will they have iPads?
Yes, pre-K has iPads also.
Will they be able to take it home?
That is up to the teacher.
Yep. I think that's it. Anyone else have any other questions? Sir? He's like, no.
Oh, you talking about me? The only other question, I think y'all did a great job of explaining it. Maybe I just missed it. But if we have devices for them at home that we have designated for them, where can we find these same things just so we can go ahead and reference to put on their device?
Yep.
So for the extra prep, they can continue doing it on if we don't have, any tool issue devices.
And we are going to send directions, but I want to show you really quickly where it is located on our website.
Ms. Lisa, you can go ahead. You can unmute your mic. Ms. Edwards?
I asked my question already.
Oh, your hand is still up.
So the parent section and the technology support for families. Obviously, I went to the wrong section. Hold on. It might be under students. I'm sorry. Not under parents. Under students. And they can get to class links that way. So the student section, there is a class links quick link here. You can click and it'll go and ask them to log in the class links.
And then that's the ending of it, the copy it student. I guess if they copy all of that.
And if they have a difficult time, they can just copy this part because their email addresses are very long. So they can just copy that and then type in the first part of their email and add that in when they're typing in their username.
We're gonna send home those.
But we will be sending that home off, yep, through Remind.
And if anyone doesn't know their students log in, you can message me and I'll send it to you. So sometimes they don't know their student number. It's part of their login is their student number. So if they have trouble, I can send it out to you if you message me. If you need
And
it
that
to
also
get
be
on.
access on the parent portal as well, that information?
Yes, you can see it
Is
on
it
there.
inside the Infinite Campus, is that the same?
Mhm.
Okay. So you could just tell us that. But never mind.
Mhm, yep. We'll send the directions on how to find it.
And that is all. If you have no other questions, Ms. Anderson has a survey.
All right, parents, are there any more questions? Either online or in person?
Like we have two hands.
Two hands? Okay. All right. Oh, Miss Granny Pearl.
Hey, Granny Pearl.
You can unmute your mic, Miss Pearl, and go ahead.
Okay. They no longer have my on for reading. What are we using?
Being back from E3, right?
Things that doesn't have any actual books in it, though, I don't think.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Okay. I think it is when they click on it earlier. But the e-reads has good.
So we have e-reads and Beanstack that has digital books in.
And
I'm
Benchmark
sorry.
is-
E-read and what else?
Beanstack, and then also in their Benchmark Advanced for their reading textbook, there's also some digital books located there also.
Okay. You're breaking up to me. So you said e-read, Beanstack, and what was the last one?
Their Benchmark Advanced for their ELA textbook.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
Welcome.
And of course, at the end of every meeting, we do have a survey. We do ask our parents for their feedback. So let us know how the presentation went. If you had additional questions, maybe you didn't think of it now, but after you log off, you're like, oh, I should have asked that question. You'll go ahead and complete the survey. I will put it in the chat. And for those that are here, I have a QR code for you. And you'll scan the QR code and you'll complete it that way. And we have some upcoming events. Can you talk about the upcoming events?
Yes, so we have curriculum night, which is next Tuesday from 5 to 7. And I sent out on Remind a rotation schedule. So we'll have 30-minute sessions. And if your scholar received an early intervention program letter that they have been invited to be a part of EIP, early intervention, they'll have a session at 10 a.m. and a session at 4 p.m. on that day to give you more information about EIP. So that will all happen on the 27th. And then on the 30th, we will have our first independent learning day. That's going to be where our scholars are not at school, but they will have to complete assignments online, or for lower grades, they may have a paper copy. And for your child to be counted present, they must submit their work. So they have to submit their work by Sunday. I think it's usually by 11:59. They say 11:59 p.m. So by 11:59 p.m. they have to submit their work, and I'll send out the due dates and everything. But the teachers will use that due date submission to determine their attendance for August 30th.
And the devices go home.
And they'll
that
go
time.
home for that, so they can complete
Because
the
they'll
work.
need to log in to complete that.
Yeah.
So they'll definitely get their devices that time.
And then, of course, we'll be out on the following Monday, September 2nd, of course, for Labor Day. That's a holiday. And then when we return, September 3rd is Picture Day. So as soon as they come back on the 3rd, you should have received the Picture Day notice. That will be our first picture day on the 3rd when they come back. And then we'll send more information, but that later that week will be Grandparents' Day and International Literacy Day. And so we will notify you of those details. Ma'am?
And PCA.
PTO.
Yeah.
PTO is September 7th. I sent out the link. Our first PTO meeting will be September 7th, and that will be a Saturday. It will be in the morning, and that will be virtual. I did send a link out for that. We'll join those that are existing members and potential new members. You just click on that link to join, and we'll go over everything with PTO.
I just wanted to say with the EIP, they've changed the times. It's gonna be 3:30 and 6 p.m. They're gonna do it prior to the conference.
One before and one during.
Yes.
Okay.
And then on September 12th, but we're going to send out, of course, the newsletter with all these dates. But since you're here, we're just informing you of our upcoming events. September 12th will be our next Title I meeting. It will be our annual meeting where we go over how we spent the money that we received from Title I, and all the other information of what we're going to do this year as well. So if no other questions, I'm going to put. She still have another.
I just have a quick question. Are you able to put the survey link and remind? Because I'm driving and I won't be able to access it.
That's fine. Yes, I'll be placing it in the remind. I'm also going to put it in the chat. And for those that are here, we'll get a QR code to scan. And then you just complete that for me. And again, the students, for those parents that showed up today, whether online or in person, they will receive $10 Beckett Bucks. The Beckett Bucks is used towards, we do have at the end of the month, they go to a store and they use their Beckett Bucks to purchase items there. So Beckett Bucks are important. They love the Beckett Bucks. So each student, if you have 2 students, they'll each get $10 for you coming in today. All right. All right, with further ado, thank you so much for a great presentation, Ms. Chambers. All right, let me put this in this one. And we're gonna post this recording online where she showed you on the parent portal. You just go there and click it just in case you missed the beginning of our presentation. You could go there and watch the video. And that's how it's gonna be for all of our workshops. Stop recording.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.